I know that Republicans, MAGAs, conservatives, they only like to look at things in the form of numbers, right? How much money are we going to save if we cut this program? But what they don't look at is the fact that there are real life implications to making those cuts. Watch this.
It's pretty bad. There really isn't much in there.
Lee Rosen used to get about $260 a month in food assistance. Earlier this year, the 69-year-old Phoenix resident started getting nothing. And he's not the only one.
Nearly 460,000 people in Arizona have been kicked off the federal food assistance program since Congress passed new restrictions last summer. That is a 50% drop, and the problem could get a lot worse.
That's because H.R. 1, also known as the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, introduced strict work requirements for SNAP eligibility and shifted program costs onto state budgets.
H.R. 1 included the deepest SNAP cuts in history. The Congressional Budget Office estimates that the changes in that law will cut SNAP by about $187 billion over the next decade.
For Rosen, that means he can't afford to buy items like meat. For others, it means turning to food pantries, which are already struggling to keep up with increased demand.
Since July of last year when the bill was passed, we've seen a consistent growth of about 10 to 12% month over month, and roughly about 20 to 30% increase of people coming in and needing food from the food pantries and food banks that we serve. About 20 to 30% increase for those individuals year over year.
Once a person gets kicked off the SNAP program, it's often hard to get back on. The Arizona Department of Economic Security canceled Rosen's SNAP benefits when he didn't report $47 that he made working his first and only shift at a discount retail store. When he tried calling the state to get his benefits back, he couldn't get through. Federal funding cuts forced DES to slash hundreds of jobs, and now it can't keep up with the backlog of SNAP applications and appeals.
We're concerned that Arizona may be the kind of the canary in the coal mine, and that we might see some growing and much steeper declines in SNAP participation in other states as some of those changes in policy and procedure play out.
I called DES myself to ask about Rosen's case, and a few hours later, he got a call back. All his benefits were reinstated.
And not everybody has the ability to have a news organization or any other type of organization call on their behalf. This is millions of people around the country that are going to be going through this. Millions of people that are going to lose their benefits and are not going to be able to put food on the table. This dude had his benefits cut for $47. He made $47 and they cut his ability to survive. That's what this administration does. That's what this bill did. And that's coming to a state near you, unless your state can manage to pick up the cost, because that's what the Trump administration is doing. Fuck you. You want to pay them, you pay them. But we got $1 billion for a ballroom. We got $1.7 billion to pay Jay Sixers. We got $10 billion to give to Donnie's Peace Initiative. And we've got, are we at 140 years worth of presidential salary spent so far on Donald Trump's Gulf vacations? We got all of that money. But we don't have enough money to give this guy SNAP benefits because of a $47 paycheck.